On a bright and cheerful morning, young Max, a lively pup with perky ears and an adventurous spirit, was buzzing with excitement. Today was the day he had been waiting for. He was going on his very first fishing trip. Max had always been curious about fishing, having heard tales from his dad, Goofy, about the great adventures on the water. Max was especially thrilled because leading the trip was none other than Donald Duck, the funniest sailor in all of Duckburg. Though known for his temper, Donald was an expert in all things nautical, and he had gladly offered to show Max the ropes. As they set off to the sparkling blue lake, Max could barely sit still in the rowboat. "So, we just wait for the fish to bite?" Max asked, holding his fishing rod awkwardly. "Yes, Max," said Donald, adjusting his sailor cap. "Patience is key when fishing. Just watch what I do, and you'll catch the big ones." With lines cast, Donald and Max settled in. Max closed his eyes, dreaming of catching his first fish. Suddenly, Max heard a loud quack. "I've got something." Max watched eagerly as Donald reeled with determination. Up came the line, breaking the surface with a splash. But instead of a glittering fish, out popped an old, muddy boot. Max exploded with laughter. Well, chuckled Donald, throwing the boot aside. Sometimes the lake offers up treasures of its own kind. Now let's try again. They cast their lines once more. After a little while, Donald's line began twitching excitedly again. Max leaned over the boat, his eyes wide in anticipation. "Gotta be a fish this time," Donald said confidently. But as he pulled with all his might, up from the depths came a very disgruntled crab, clawing and snapping. "Watch out, Max. It's a pinchy." "Huh. Run for your life," Donald squawked as the crab flailed its pincers in the air. Max couldn't stop giggling as Donald carefully returned the crab to the lake. "Our luck has to change," Donald said, a hint of determination mixed with amusement. The morning faded into the afternoon with Donald determined not to give up. Once more, they both cast their lines. This time, the fishing rod bent so hard it almost flew out of Donald's hands. "Wow, this is a big one. Help me, Max," Donald called out. Together, they pulled and tugged. With a mighty heave, something huge and shiny surfaced. To their surprise, it was an old bicycle, now offering the lake fish a handy means of transportation. Donald rolled his eyes and let out a hearty laugh. Max, unable to contain himself, laughed so hard that he almost tumbled into the water. "Looks like today we learned that fishing trips are full of surprises," Donald chuckled, patting Max on the back. "And you know what? Sometimes catching laughter and fun is just as good as catching fish." As they rowed back to the shore, with the sun setting in hues of orange and purple, Max felt happy. Even though he didn't catch a fish, he had reeled in memories of a day filled with laughter, friendship, and the unexpected joys of fishing with Donald Duck.